long before the rise of kingdoms, before the first temples were carved from marble, before the names of gods were whispered in prayer. There was nothing. No sky above, no earth below, no sun to warm the world. Only an endless silence, a darkness so deep that even time itself had not yet begun. The ancient Greeks called this mysterious beginning chaos. Chaos was not simply emptiness. It was the womb of existence, the vast and infinite abyss from which everything would eventually emerge. From this primordial void, the first divine presence appeared, the earth herself. Gaia. Gaia was more than land and stone. She was living creation. Within her slept mountains that would one day pierce the heavens, forests that would shelter life, and oceans that would cradle the future of the world. But Gaia was not alone for long. From chaos emerged other ancient forces. First came the deepest abyss imaginable, Tartarus, a place so dark and so distant that even the gods would one day fear its depths. Then came a force older than the gods themselves, a power that moves the universe, Eros, not the playful god of romance known in later myths, but the primal force of attraction, the invisible energy that binds existence together, the spark that allows creation to begin. Soon the darkness itself took form. From chaos were born two mysterious beings, Nyx, the eternal night, and Erebus, the deep shadow of the cosmos. Together they wrapped the newborn universe in silence and mystery. But the story of the gods had only just begun, the birth of the sky. From her own being, Gaia brought forth a new power, the endless heavens. His name was Uranus. Uranus stretched above the earth like an infinite celestial dome. Every night he covered Gaia with the vastness of the sky. Together, earth and heaven formed the first divine union, and from this union, the first powerful generation of gods was born, the Titans, ancient beings of immense strength and cosmic power. They were the rulers of the early universe. Among them were Oceanus, Hyperion, Theia, Iapetus, and the youngest of them all, Cronus. But not all children were welcomed by their father. Uranus feared the strength of his own offspring. He sensed that one day they might rise against him. So he committed a terrible act. One by one, he imprisoned many of his children deep within Gaia herself, hidden in darkness, trapped beneath the earth. The suffering of her children filled Gaia with unbearable pain. The mother of the world could no longer endure it. So she forged a weapon of divine power and asked her children to rise against their father. Only one dared to answer, Cronus. And with that choice, the first great rebellion of the cosmos began. Cronus attacked Uranus and overthrew the ruler of the heavens. The age of the Titans had begun. For a time, Cronus ruled the universe. The Titans stood at the peak of power. But Greek mythology teaches one eternal truth. Power always fears the future. Just as Uranus once feared his children, Cronus soon faced the same terrible prophecy. It was said that one day, one of his own children would overthrow him, just as he had overthrown his father. Fear consumed Cronus, and fear can turn even a king into a monster. When his wife, Rhea, gave birth to their first child, Cronus swallowed the child whole. Then another child was born, and again he devoured it. One by one, the children disappeared into the darkness. The first was Hestia, then Demeter, then Hera, then Hades, and finally Poseidon. Rhea watched in horror as her children vanished. But when the final child was born, she refused to let the same fate happen again. The birth of Zeus. Rhea secretly fled to the island of Crete. There, hidden in a cave deep within the mountains, she gave birth to Zeus. But Cronus would soon come searching. So Rhea prepared a clever deception. She wrapped a stone in cloth and gave it to Cronus as if it were the newborn child. Without hesitation, Cronus swallowed the stone, believing the prophecy had been stopped. Meanwhile, Zeus grew in secret, hidden among the mountains of Crete. According to legend, warriors called the Curetes clashed their shields and weapons together whenever the baby cried. Their noise prevented Cronus from hearing the child. Year after year, Zeus grew stronger, until the day finally came, when the son would challenge the father. The war of the gods. When Zeus returned, the world trembled. He forced Cronus to release the children he had swallowed. One by one they emerged, the gods who would one day rule Olympus. Together they declared war on the Titans. The war lasted 10 terrible years. Mountains shattered, the earth shook, the heavens burned with lightning. Finally, Zeus freed the ancient Cyclopes imprisoned long ago. In gratitude, they forged divine weapons. For Zeus, the thunderbolt. For Poseidon, the trident. For Hades, the helmet of invisibility. With these weapons, the Olympian gods defeated the Titans. The defeated Titans were imprisoned deep within Tartarus, and a new age began, the age of the Olympian gods. Ending, Zeus ruled the sky, Poseidon ruled the seas, Hades ruled the underworld, and high above the world stood Mount Olympus, the home of the gods. But every god has a story, every myth hides a secret. And this is only the beginning of the legends of Olympus. Tell me in the comments, which Greek god would you like to discover next? Zeus? Athena? Hades? Apollo? And if you enjoy these ancient legends, subscribe for more stories from Greek mythology.